most common shoulder injuries that you would get in the shoulders in yoga usually will be through inflammation, through repetitive motion of downward facing dog or back bends that will really challenge a lot the acromioclavicular connection to the humerus bone. So basically, that's something I've talked about a couple of times already. As soon as you go into a flexion in the arm, you should always try to remember to roll into an external rotation. The external rotation, it's your thumb looking out, not this way. It's thumb looking out. So external rotation, external rotation, external rotation. This can be very easy to get confused when you lift it above your head because it seems like it's no longer the same direction. External rotation. So basically, start with your thumb in front. That's maybe the easiest way for people to understand where to send it. Thumb goes out, thumb goes out, thumb goes out. So that's how you'll remember to find your external rotation. External rotation will just create more space, less compression. Because that's really the most common thing that you will see in yoga. Though, you will probably have people coming to yoga after a frozen shoulder. Mm-hmm. Frozen shoulder is a complete inflammation of not just ligaments around the joints, but the entire capsule. The capsule of the joint itself has gotten inflamed and it shrank. So basically, there's no more room left in that joint. So through gentle motion, it will be painful, but then again, you don't do omelets without breaking eggs. Sometimes you do need to go a little bit into that. That usually will be done though with the help of the physiotherapist, with lots and lots of exercise outside of yoga. How to make sure though that you don't create tendinitis in one of the tendons that will be the most commonly also inflamed in yoga will be the long part of your bicep. So every time you do a chaturanga, if you start feeling that little string of pain in the front of your shoulder, and I'm not talking here about a muscle activating and feeling like it's working. I'm really talking about like a sharp, razor sharp pain that comes to the front in a small line. That really is usually because there's a beginning of an inflammation, maybe leading towards tendinitis. So this means when you're doing your chaturanga, you go all the way to the ground in a swift, gentle descent. Don't need to hold. You do not need to go all the way down very, very slowly. You go a little bit faster, and you first make sure that if it's not even appropriate, maybe don't even do it. Because going to chaturanga to then go into up dog, you're all making it work too hard, and it needs a little bit of rest. So maybe skip on any posture that will be too intense on the shoulders.
Can mine have started from the bicep, or it probably started from the shoulder, but it seemed to work its way
the
up?
The bicep is connected in your shoulder. Usually,
but the excruciating thing was in the bicep, not the shoulder, for a long time.
It could have started with maybe a tear in the muscle, and then when the muscle was torn, it didn't work properly, and then eventually it triggered something else upwards because you started using your shoulder differently. Because when there's pain somewhere, you can almost be certain that the limb will start compensating by doing like a movement that is not. So basically what you will see is that instead of being able to keep your elbows by your side, you may start doing this. You'll drop the shoulder, or you'll shift your weight more to the other side. There are compensation. The compensation will lead to usually another injury if it's kept for too long. And so that's why if you keep on working harshly on something that's already injured, it's just going to get worse.
No, but you're right when you said it. It was when we were doing all the
chaturanga, yeah.
Yeah, we were 26 at that time. And I guess my old arm wasn't. I didn't feel anything when I was doing it.
That's the thing. Sometimes you're warm enough that you stop feeling it.
It was only after that I stopped doing it.
So if you're doing if you work out a sequence for your students where there's a lot of repetition, would you say at some point if you guys are feeling tired, you should make sure you're comfortable?
Basically, most of my classes now, there will be a sequence where there's a warm-up, After the warm-up, there are optional vinyasas. So basically because vinyasas sometimes can be very good to kind of just feel a little bit more neutrality before you move to the other side. So you do one side and then you do a vinyasa to go to the other side. And often now, like I'm talking about my more advanced classes, because in more beginner classes, I just do the vinyasas at first, a little warm up, and then I don't do more, because I don't want to do excessive repetition with people that are just starting with something. But in more advanced classes, then yes, I will give the option to do the vinyasa, but I tell them, if you feel too tired, or if there's just discomfort, or if you don't have the energy to do it cleanly, don't do it, skip it. If your energy is missing to control a movement, it means that you just augment the, exactly. If you no longer have the energy to support your posture while you're doing a position, why are you still doing it? It becomes just the ego being like, no, I want to keep doing it because half of the class is still doing it. But if the teacher though reminds you that it's okay, today might be the day that you feel more tired, and then next time when you'll have tons of energy, you'll do everything, and that'll be cool. But make sure you listen to what your body tells you. And even then, there still is a risk of injury. We're not, it's life, right? So, I mean, there's not necessarily a fault to be had, it's just next time we'll try to pay better attention. That's usually how it is. Finishing with the neck.